This segment is on the basics of Google Forms. In order to gain access to Google Forms, you will need to go into your Google Drive. You can do that a couple of different ways. If you are on your Google Chrome homepage, you can go to the 9 boxes up at the top right-hand corner and select Google Drive. If you do not happen to be on the homepage, you can go always up to the 9 colorful boxes on your left and go to your Google Drive. Either way, it'll bring you to your Google Drive account. In order to create a form, simply go over here to New. And if you do not see Google Forms here, just simply scroll or roll your mouse over More, and you can select Google Forms. Google Forms will allow you to create a form where people can go in and input information or data, answering questions that allows you to have Google Forms automatically put it into a Google Sheet or Google Excel document for easy access and reading of the data. For Google Forms, you have your Google Form menu over here. If you click this green button here, it allows you to open your Google Drive. Up here, you have the title of your form. You can type something in there. And then you see your normal menu options. Your File menu gives you the option to send your form, to open a new one, to open one you've already created, to rename the current one, make a copy, moving to a folder, moving to the trash, downloading as, etc., and printing. Okay. Editing allows you to do an undo or redo. View gives you an option to view your live form. So if you click View Live Form, it opens up the live form where people will be submitting or allows you to see the form that other people will see when they're submitting information to your Google form. You can also view the edit questions. Change the theme. If you select Change a Theme, Change Theme shows up on the right side, allowing you to pick a theme for your form. If you want to edit your questions, then after changing your theme, go simply to Edit Question. It also allows you to view it as a full screen. The Insert menu allows you to insert text, paragraph text, multiple choice checkboxes, or choose from a list. These are all different question types that you can insert into your Google form. You can insert scale, grid, date, time, etc. You also have the layout for a section header, page break, image, or video. The Responses menu allows you to select whether you're accepting responses or not, gives you a summary of responses, and view responses. If you click View Responses, it opens the Google Sheet where your responses will be found from your Google form. Okay, and once you create a Google form in your Google Drive, you will locate it, and then right after it should show or should automatically create a response sheet, Google Sheet, that will house all the responses you get from your Google form. Okay, you also have any tools, your add-ons, any extensions you may have chose to have for Google Forms, and also your Help menu, which allows you to search and go directly to Forms Help. Up at the top, you have an option to send your form. The Send Form box will appear. You can select this link, copy it, and send it out, or you can shorten the URL, which allows you to shorten a URL that will not take as long for somebody to type in if they were having to type the URL in. It also allows you to share a link via Google+, Facebook, or Twitter, just by simply clicking there, as well as sending the form via email. Allows you to type in a particular person's name, select them. As you notice, it auto-populates any of your contacts or Aldine employees. Also allows you to select options to include the form in the email. So if you include the form in the email, that allows them to just open the email and be able to directly input their stuff into that email, which then gets recorded in your Google Sheet response, as well as sending yourself a copy can be checked there as well. You can input a subject, a message, and then you would click the green send button. Click the blue done button, and that's how you send your form or share it. Up at the top here of your actual form, you have some options for settings. Requiring an Aldine Independent School District login to view this form is going to automatically be selected. That means if somebody opens the form, they are going to be prompted to log in with their Aldine email address and password in order to access the form. Automatically collect the respondent's username. You can check that if you would like to, so that you can tell under which username it was inputted, as well as showing a progress bar, because some people like to see how much further they need to go on the form or how much further they have to go. This can also be a motivator for your kids that can see how they're progressing through the Google form. Only allowing one response per person. Usually you wouldn't use that if you were wanting to use the form to collect multiple responses from people. And then you can also select to shuffle the question order. So if you decided to do a test or a quiz or something through a Google form, you could do that and it would shuffle the question order so no kid would get the same questions in the same order. Right here you also see your Google or your form title. You can change it there, or you can change it up here to rename your form. You can insert a form description. So if you wanted to just do a description of your form so that it can help your students or your teachers or whomever you're having use the form, they will know a description about what the form should be used for. Okay. Then you get down to your questions. Your question title, it will automatically start a question for you. You can enter your question title. So a lot of the times what I do is I will input the actual question in the question title. If it's needed that there needs to be an explanation or some help given to the student, maybe an example, you can do that in the help text. Your question type allows you to select what type of response you would like. So if you want just a text response, if you want them to write a paragraph about it, if you want them to have multiple choice, be able to use checkboxes, choose from a drop-down list, as well as any scale, grid, date, or time. So I'm going to show you each one of those question types. So multiple choice shows up in this type of a setting for your options. So I would then put in my options of whatever colors I would want them to select. It is then going to, when they see the question, it's going to show them those dialogue or those checkboxes per se there for them to select their choice. You can also add other as an option, so they could put in another color other than what's there. and that can be an option for you as well. Your advanced settings you probably won't touch very often, but then in this particular question, it can shuffle the answer choices here, the options choices here. And so those are some advanced settings that can be done. Required question means that they can, if they don't answer it, they cannot move on or submit the form. And so if you want them to be required to answer it, you want to make sure that you check that box. And then your done button is down here. I also wanted to show you up here, you are in edit mode of this question, but you can also duplicate it or you can delete it from this actual question screen. So if you made a question that was basically the same, but you wanted different options, you could duplicate it without having to actually recreate it multiple times. You'll click the blue done button, and it will show up as a question on your form. Exactly how it's going to appear for the student. If you want to add different types of questions or more questions, you just click the add item. If you click add item directly on there, it will bring up another question and you'll just have to choose your question type here. If you want to select the question type directly, you click this down arrow next to add item, and it will allow you a quicker way to select the particular question type you would want. So I'm going to show you the check boxes. It's going to be the same as your options for your multiple choice, but it is going to give you check boxes off to the side instead. Okay. Again, you can add other. Your advanced settings, shuffle option order can be selected. Require your question if you would like. You can click done. Notice when you have a required question, the little red asterisk that shows up right here will show you that question is required. Some other question types that you have is a regular text question. Basically, you type in your question here, any help text, and then their answer will appear in a text box. You require the question if you want and click done. This will allow them to have a text box in order to input. Same thing with paragraph text. The text box is just larger. Choose from a list. You give them options, and it will show in a drop-down menu. Again, I'm just showing you the different types of questions. And it will appear in a drop-down menu just like this for them to select their single choice. If you would like to insert date and time, you can do that as well. Question title can be changed. Your question type is date. And at any time, if you want to change your question type, remember you have that drop-down available to you. You can select to include the year, include the time, and it will show month, date, and year as your question. If you want to require it, you can, and it will appear like that. Down at the bottom, it shows you have your options for a confirmation page that shows the link to submit another response, publish and show a public link to form results, or allow responders to edit responses after submitting. Most of the time, you just leave it as default showing a link to submit another response is usually what you will do. You also have at the bottom an option to send your form, just like you do up here in this right-hand corner. I'm just going to show you what the form will look like. You can click View Live Form, and it will show you your different question types, exactly how they will appear